All right, Sam, we talked about the Big 12 championships, but now you got 5 guys in. We've talked about that, but how do you prepare these guys? You're going to leave tomorrow. How have you prepared these guys for what they're going to face in an NCAA tournament?
I think, at this time of year, you're just trying to keep your team healthy and happy, right? You're just trying to keep the guys healthy and excited about the opportunity. And with this team, that's been easy, right? They're definitely excited about the opportunities, and they've been, training with the focus and intensity that it's inspiring to see them show up and do the work, and you can just feel the energy. I think all of us, wish the tournament was. It was last week, right? We were ready to go as soon as the allocations and the bracket came out. I think we were ready to get the Vanguard to Tulsa, but that's pretty good. We've just been trying to modify the training plan a little bit to make sure guys, try and get everybody as close to 100% healthy as we can. But outside of that, just make sure the guys feel like they're strong, feel like they're executing well, and that they're going to go put their best performances on the mat here in Tulsa, which I think I'm confident we're there. And we said before, even before we left for Tulsa, with this group, it just doesn't, they're just really intrinsically motivated. There's no big speeches. There's not a lot of things that you got to do. You don't have to be, pushing these guys. They're pulling us, if anything, right? So I think we just got to get them to Tulsa and let them execute their process and put their work on display and do what they do.
I know you're taking 5 guys, but I do want to talk about Wyatt because he's the number 2 seed. I mean, obviously, things are being expected of him. Things were expected last year. Have you talked to him, or we've talked to him? What do you think he needs to do differently maybe than he did last year?
I think the main thing is that you don't let anybody put expectations on you. I don't think I think that part of what we've just said for a long time, even with the idea of him being an All-American, right, and not we haven't having somebody since 2003. That's not his burden to carry, right? There is no expectation there, and I think with seeds, again, they're for the fans. Really they are. So that part, he's a number 2 seed, and I expect him to go out and put his best work on display, just like I would, no matter where he was seated. So to us, it truly is something that you just really you can't focus as a coach or an athlete. It really comes down to being focused on the process and going out there and executing that each match, right? There's 33 world-class athletes in that bracket. You're going to have to wrestle some tough guys, and you're going to have to beat somebody really, really good to be an All-American, and that doesn't matter where you are in the bracket, right? So the process for him to become an All-American isn't any different for the other 4 guys. It's the same exact thing. So with Wyatt, I think where you would get in trouble is if you put expectations, on him, that he has to go out and do something different than what he's done all year long, right? He's just go on out and he's executed his match at his pace. And the one thing we've asked guys this year is to grow and develop every week, and he's done that. There's no doubt in my mind that Wyatt and these 4 guys are the best versions of themselves on a wrestling mat, and that's going to show up this weekend. So for Wyatt, I just want him to go out and be who he is, right, and do what he does. And that Big 12 finals match was a validation, right? That guy's really good. That guy's one of the best guys in the bracket. And for Wyatt to go out and wrestle that match and control it the way he did and score his points, that's the blueprint for him this weekend, is just to do exactly what he did 2 weeks ago in the same arena, our home arena, right? We're staying at the same hotel. It's been our home for the last 8 years when we're in Tulsa. So I think there's going to be a lot of advantages for us. Again, this is our home field, being a Big 12 tournament, being the host event. We're there and back for the NCAAs. I do expect that to be something that's going to work in our favor.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk about your program, though. I mean, 5 guys going. It's been a long time since that has happened, but what does it say about Air Force Wrestling? Because, yes, 3 guys earned it, 5 guys earned it, but 2 of them were at large, and I think that speaks to the growth of your program.
Yeah, I think, again, we just really worked hard, to have this idea of, a belief that you can come here and you can compete at the highest level while taking advantage of all the benefits that this place is offer of a world-class education, a guaranteed job, an opportunity to be part of something bigger than yourself. So that, to me, is exciting because, it's we did it this year, but we're not done yet, and we want to replicate it in future years, right? So I think that this idea of this is about culture, this is about process, this is about attracting the right type of guys to our program, right? And I think as we're on the recruiting trail and we're talking to people about, hey, these are the opportunities that are available, these are the type of things guys are accomplishing in our program, and then this is what they're doing off the mat too, and it's special. So I think for us it's it's a data point, right? And it's a high mark since 1991, but it's something that hopefully that we can continue, past this year, right, in the future years, to where this is now, the expectation, and we're driving to increase those numbers.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, you mentioned already. You've been there, but I'm assuming some fans. It's pretty close. Air Force fans should be able to flock there.
Well, I think we're going to have. I think it's going to be our largest fan contingent, in the history of our NCAA since I've been here. I think we're, somewhere between 60 to 80. I think 100 might be. I might be. It'd be pretty high pushing it maybe, but I know there's a lot of people there. We got a suite full of alumni that are coming to support us. We got a lot of fans that have bought tickets through us. We got guys on this team here that are going to support their teammates. So we're gonna have a lot of great support. We got a lot of Oklahoma's a great military. Tulsa's a great military area, so we got a lot of people come from Tinker and Enid. People that are part of the Long Blue Line, right? So we got 2 socials. One's going to be a Red Light Chicken on Friday. There's a lot of that stuff on social media. Get the details there, but really would ask you to come celebrate and share in the camaraderie of this experience with us. And then there's a VIP event on Saturday for the inner circle people that are tied in as our parents and our diehard alumni and people that are supporting our program at a real high level. So excited for our guys to have a home field advantage in Tulsa and have a large contingency of people there supporting them.
Final question I have for you. I can feel the excitement coming off of you. It's coming off of all of your wrestlers. What are you going to tell these guys? I mean, I know why it's been there. This is his 3rd time. These other 4 guys, it's really their first time on the mat in the NCAAs. What do you tell them as they take the mat?
Again, this team's unique and special where it's just kind of been really soft-spoken, like, hey, go out there, have fun, score points, win positions, and put your work on display. And this idea that, like, no matter where we're competing, if it was in Clune Arena, against Western State at the beginning of the season or Washington, D.C., later in the season to the Big 12 championships to now, the guys have just been really consistent about, like, putting their work on display and their best effort, executing in their positions, and going out there free of any restraint at all, right, mental or physical, to go out and just be the best version of themselves on a wrestling mat. And the big thing I think for the NCAAs is, like, enjoy it. Enjoy it. It's a big deal. It's a pinnacle of our sport, right? So go out there and enjoy it, but don't be overwhelmed by it.
Fantastic. Sam Barber, thanks. Congratulations again on the success so far. Hopefully more to come. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thanks.